Field to fork, the route to gleaning success. Gleaning is the term given to rescuing surplus food from farmers' fields or orchards. And all we need to do this is very simple. We need a farmer with surplus. We had volunteers, we had a distributor, and we had recipients, and we have gleaning success. So what I'll do over the next few slides is we'll take a little walk through this process by the means of interviews with people at each of these stages. But before we move on, let's take a quick look at surplus. What is surplus? So these are some examples of recent gleans. In Cambridgeshire, we had 100 tonnes of surplus onions. And this was because they were too small. We had two separate occasions where we had 100 tonnes of surplus onions, and each time we managed to recover around 1.5 tonnes. We had 50 tonnes of surplus apples, and this was down to poor marketing. The farmer engaged with a marketing company to decide which apples to plant. The marketing company did taste tests, they planted the apple trees. Unfortunately, the apples aren't the prettiest apples, and public tend to eat with their eyes, so they were unable to sell many apples. Last year we managed to work with Rubies in the Rubble and the Felix project to glean around 7 tonnes of apples over 2 days. We had 10 tonnes of surplus leeks, and this was all down to the fact that there was lots of weeds in and amongst the leeks, and they were uneconomic to harvest. We managed to glean around 1.5 tonnes over 2 visits. 18,000 tonnes of surplus pumpkins each year, and this is because they're grown for fun rather than for food. And the picture there you can see is all about the fact that even vegetables have feelings, so let's eat our fruit and vegetables. So here we are at the start of our route to gleaning success. This is at play at Lower Drayton Farm, Penkridge, Staffordshire, and we're with farmer Richard Bauer. This glean came about because Lion Day Fellows contacted the farmer, explained what we were doing, what we were trying to do with gleaning. The farmer had lots of pumpkins left over after Halloween, as most farmers do. This was actually the first of 3 gleans we did on pumpkins in one weekend. Within half an hour of arriving, we'd filled our 10-tonne bags, and good old farmer Richard managed to find us another 12 bags, which we happily filled. So within 1.5 to 2 hours, we'd filled 22 bags of pumpkins. And Richard even took us for a ride in his tractor on the trailer you can see there on the top left-hand side, and even bought us coffee at the end to say thank you. So absolutely brilliant experience, and again, most of the people there were brand new to gleaning, and there was probably only myself that had been gleaning before, so all completely new to it, all had a fabulous time, and all can't wait to get back. But that's enough from me. Let's listen to an interview between myself and Richard at his farm. Hope you enjoy. Good morning. I'm here at Lower Drayton Farm with Richard Bauer. I noticed on your jacket, Richard, it also says play at Lower Drayton Farm. What's that all about? Okay.
Yeah, no, Chris, welcome, and it's good to see you again, because we met last year. So welcome to Lower Drayton Farm. We're based in Staffordshire in the West Midlands. This is a family farm. I'm the 3rd generation to farm here, so my grandparents were farming here. I'm very, very lucky and very proud to continue the good work that they did. But obviously farming is very exposed to the weather and the global markets, so we've diversified our business. We're in a very good location, and we've created a children's play area on the farm. And we thought what better to call it than play as well. So it's all about getting people onto the farm, having a bit of fun, but then there's an education element as well to learn where food comes from and field to fork as well.
I think that's really important. So, on one of the recent gleans I went on, we had an adult, one of my fellow lions. She came out and she said, "Do onions grow in bushes?" I was like, "What do you mean, do onions grow in bushes?" I mean, people, I think, we just expect people to have our level of understanding. I think a lot of people just don't know where their food comes from anymore. I mean, is that something that you've seen yourself?
Yeah, no, definitely. And again, different people are specialising in different industries, so I don't want to be patronising in any way, shape or form, but we've had DEFRA officials, people who advise the government, who've been on the farm to learn more about farming and what we do and the environmental work that we do, and they didn't realise that potatoes, how they grew in the soil as well, how you plant one tuber and it multiplies into 20 tubers. Right. So yeah, there's a role to play. I mean, rather than just say educational, it's more sharing our role, our knowledge and our beliefs and what we do with wider society, really.
I think it's fantastic what you're doing, and the stuff you've got in there. I just wish I was much littler, so I could go and have fun in there as well. But we met, didn't we, in November, just after Halloween, and we came along with a few volunteers and we gleaned a load of pumpkins. We actually gleaned 8.4 tonnes on the day. And then we turned up with 10-ton bags in big rubble sacks. And we thought it was going to take quite a while to do that. And within half an hour we filled all of those. Fortunately you had some spare bags, so we actually filled, I think, 22 bags on the day. So 8.4 tonnes went all over the UK, right up to Aberdeen, down to London, to feed people. And that fed to 29,000 mealy guns, so forth. So, it's a huge amount that we managed to do in no time at all, thanks to your generosity.
Well, for us, it was fantastic to be part of it, really. So pumpkins is one of the biggest events that we have on the farm. So in October, customers come and pick their own pumpkin. And basically we had a few pumpkins left over. So what better than you guys come and glean them for charity? Yeah. And like I say, the speed at what you harvested at them was fantastic. But being a typical farmer, a bit of a slave driver, I thought, well, come on guys, let's do a few more. And away we went, and it was fantastic. But also the reason that happened, I'll be honest, I never really knew about the Lions before. Within our industry, there's something called the National Federation of Young Farmers, and so there's 100,000 farmers in the UK. There's 24,000 young farmers who all work very hard, but then also do a bit of social events and charity work together. And then above that, then there's the National Farmers Union as well, which is another network, and that works on more of the policy side of our industry. So we've got these fantastic 3 different organisations, Lions, NFU and National Federation of Young Farmers, and if we can all link the chain and work together, I think there's some fantastic opportunities there.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the issues we have, we've got loads of volunteers, and the young farmers can be added to that volunteer list very easily, but what we really need as well is opportunities to get onto farms to glean the produce. We know it exists, we know there are tons of onions, tons of leeks, tons of pumpkins and apples and all manner of things out there. Just waiting to be harvested. Like I say, we've got the volunteers, we've got the need in terms of the public requiring this food. We just need more opportunities. So working together with yourself, with the NFU, with the National Young Farmers Association, I think together we can actually really make a massive impact. Feeding the hungry and improving the environment as well. So it's a real win-win for us.
Exactly. And just give you an idea of the numbers, we only started planting pumpkins in 2017, and we planted 2 acres. Last year we planted 12 acres in our 5th year, and that was 80,000 pumpkin seeds. We budgeted on that being 40,000 pumpkins. In October we had 25,000 visitors. Every visitor took a pumpkin home with them. So that's 25,000 pumpkins. So we probably had about 15,000 pumpkins left over. And I think you guys probably harvested over 5,000 of those pumpkins in November, which was absolutely fine for us.
We did count them. Yes. but yeah, it's incredible. It's so quick, so efficient. Everybody had a great time, socially out in the fresh air, listening to bird song. Unfortunately, it was a nice day as well. You also was in for a coffee afterwards, so everybody had a fabulous time. Thank you very much for your hospitality.
Oh, no problem. I mean, just lastly, after the COVID and after the last couple of years, it's good to get a bit of the social interaction back again, isn't it, really? We keep working together, so fantastic.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
See you again soon. Thank you.
So on the previous video you saw myself and Richard having a chat. That's the start of our route to gleaning success. This is the next stage. This is where we get our volunteers. So various photographs of different volunteers. In the top left hand side you can see a big group of people. This is at the apple glean, and like I said, this is in partnership with Rubies in the Rubble and the Felix Project. Felix Project are the ones all in their green jumpers, and you can also see below that the Felix Project van with one of our onion gleans. Moving across the top, you can also see a picture of a telehandler with a load of leeks on the truck. The next one along, we've got our Leo Mary on her hands and knees picking onions in Cambridgeshire. The next one across is our very first glean ever. This was in Peterborough in 2019, and that's pumpkins. Fabulous farmer. We've been back there 2 or 3 times since. On the right hand side, top right hand side, you can see sat on the floor is our volunteer Summer. Summer contacted me from a feedback website some months ago, maybe even a year or so ago now, asking if we got opportunities to go gleaning. At the time I didn't have any, so as I always do, I offer them the opportunity to learn more about lions, and Summer jumped at the chance. She's originally from Texas, she now lives in Cambridgeshire, or in Cambridge itself, and she wanted to build up a social network. So Summer has joined our Lions Club. She's a really good friend already. Really enjoy her company, and she's a fabulous lion. And that was her very first glean. And she's also very, very good at getting farmers to relinquish their pumpkins after Halloween as well, which I'm sure she'll tell you about if you ask her. Moving across the bottom, we've already talked about the onion glean with Felix project van there. In the middle we have another Leo on the right, which is Lizzie, and her little sister Imogen. Imogen is probably the youngest gleaner we've ever had on a glean so far, and it's perfectly easy, perfectly fun. Then the final one is more leeks with the Felix project. But I'm just going to show you a quick video now, which is really, really fresh, and this is actually only 2 days old. This is our first leek glean ever. Our first leek glean of the year, and the first time a farmer has actually contacted us directly through the feedback website. So I hope you enjoy the video. It's a nice short video. Hope you enjoy it.
So Claire, tell me, have you ever been on a gleaning before?
I've never been on a gleaning project before. My husband works with Chris, and he told us about it and said they were coming up here today, so we thought we'd come up and give us a helping hand, and it's been wonderful. Weather's lovely.
It's been an absolutely wonderful day. Definitely lucky with the weather. I was expecting rain, and really lovely bunch of people to get to know and meet, and all in a good cause. So yeah,